Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I recently came back from a vacation in Las Vegas. I stayed at the Bellagio and I ran into something that I just thought was not only unique, but I didn't realize that they had that there. And it was really a great experience. So I thought I might just want to share. The Bellagio has an afternoon tea. And to my surprise, it was very good. And compared to Europe, it actually was a very good comparison to some of the afternoon teas that I've experienced in London, Ireland. And I thought, okay, this is too good to not share. So I should share it. Now, the Bellagio always, it's beautiful. It's got a lot of, nice scenery, a lot of great things to do. It is a little pricey, but you can always just go to experience. And that Petrossian bar is right in front of the check-in desk. And it's got a big piano, and it's a really great little place. Now here's the menu for the afternoon tea. They do have a separate menu for other things. They do have a lot of caviar at that particular bar, but there are other things that you can pick that are not as expensive. Now the afternoon tea, you can pick a regular afternoon tea, which is about $47, and a caviar afternoon tea. Both of the actual scones and the sandwiches and the teas are the same. The only difference is that it does have some caviar little appetizers, which are okay. But if you like caviar, that's gonna be an upper price. So between to $88 per person, and then it depends if you pick to have champagne or something like that, because you can get other drinks at that bar as well. And the teas, I don't know if I can move this here a little bigger. The teas, you have a bit of a variety. You do have traditional English and black tea. I picked the pear tree tea, and it was very good. So it had a little sweeter to it than the black tea. Those black teas are a little bitter. And they did have some other herbal teas, but that pear tree tea was not too sweet and not too bitter. So it was a pretty good deal. The Petrossian high tea. Very nice and beautiful. Sitting here next to the casino. And it's really pretty. This particular bar is very elegant, and even though it's next to the casino, you can actually be placed in a nice quiet area. And you sometimes, I forgot that the casino was actually there. There was a lot of space if you go early. If you go a little later, it does get a little crowded, but it's well worth it. So whether it's crowded or not, it's a pretty good deal. And it is a little more upper attire. So I would say, like maybe going to work attire, a little more upper scale. Don't wear a t-shirt and shorts. So as long as it's, you don't have to go evening dress or anything like that. But you do have to be a little dressed up. And it's totally worth it. Okay, the buttercream and the clotted cream and the strawberry jam did a really great job. And I know there's a lot of people that kind of little debate on whether it should be the butter first and then the jam, or the jam and then the clotted cream. I'm a jam first and then clotted cream on top kind of person. But either way, it was really good. Now, you didn't have a choice on the different jams, but the strawberry jam, you can't go wrong with that. The scones, at first I thought they were a little plain, but it was very filling and it was very good. This was totally worth it. The sandwich, the egg salad sandwich, was not too eggy. I'm not a big egg fan. And I also took out the cucumber sandwich and replaced it with an extra Spanish ham. So if you want to replace it with something, you can. Now in Europe, you do have a choice of brown and white sugar cubes. Here in this particular bar, you only have white sugar cubes, but it was still very good, not too sweet, and you can pick and choose how many cubes you want in there. Also, I asked for a refill on the tea, and they did bring more water, so it could seep for a while, and I got an extra pitcher of tea. So all in all, it was really good. They also have a caviar, well, it's a pate kind of sandwich, but it's a little crispy. That's the one on the right side next to the utensils. It was not too salty. It was actually pretty good for pate. And it's not too big, not too small. And the servings are not huge, but it really is very filling. I wasn't sure about the egg salad sandwich because I'm not a big egg fan, but it was actually pretty good. Maybe just a little pepper inside. It was still very good. Considering that I'm not a big egg salad fan, I would actually ask for it again. The Spanish ham was incredibly good, and it does have like a honeyish bun, but if you include the scones and you because the Spanish ham is a little salty, when you include the scones, it actually mixes well. And so it was a very, very good. I would purchase this again. Definitely do it again. Yes. I'm going to start with chocolate first. Now, these desserts were very beautiful and delicious. I think I kind of liked the lemon one, the lemon tart more. I did try the chocolate mousse first, and then the lemon tart, and then it's like a raspberry macaroon with raspberry filling. Out of all three of them, I did like the lemon tart more. And then the second one was the chocolate mousse. But this afternoon tea was so filling that I didn't really finish the desserts, and I did take a to-go little tray back to my room and had it, saved for the next day. This afternoon tea was very well done. It was also not rushed. Not only were the sandwiches good, but the desserts were good and the scones were good. I wouldn't have minded to have a little choice on the scones. I personally would have picked strawberry jam anyway, so I don't mind the fact that they only had strawberry as a choice. However, out of all the afternoon teas that I've had, I think the one in London at Park Lanes, at the Marriott on Park Lanes, was the best one. But this comes to a close second or third afternoon tea. It was really delicious, and it is definitely something I would go to Vegas and do again. And so as long as if I'm vacationing in Vegas, I think this will be one of my next planned things to do. It does sometimes require a reservation, so I would make a reservation a day or two before, just because sometimes it's the Bellagio, so they do get filled. I did go at a time where there were less people, and yet there were still 3 or 4 tables that were taken up, and that's because I was kind of early. If you wait later in the day, you may not be able to get a walk-in. So I think it depends on the time of day that you go, and also the particular day. This afternoon tea is only available on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So it's not one of the things that's available in that restaurant for the whole week. It's not in its menu. It's an additional menu that's only for those 3 days. But very beautiful presentation. The people who worked there were very nice. It's an elegant little side there in the Bellagio. Kind of get away from the casino when you sit there. It is also, they give you a chance to pick the sandwiches that you want just in case there's something that you don't like. And if you have allergies, they text you about that earlier. So, in case you're allergic to something, you can definitely bring that up for either the sandwiches or the dessert. The tea itself was also very great. I do wish that they had some of the brown sugar cubes, but the white sugar was plenty and it was good enough. And so it did have a very good taste. And so that tea was, it was very nice. But overall, I give this a 10 out of 10. I would definitely do it again. It might be, a little on the pricey side. It is $47 for the whole course. But I think it was well worth it. And quite a few of the places there, when you go to eat, it's going to be a good $25, $30, $45. And so this was a whole entire meal, and it was definitely very filling. So you can make it a late lunch or early dinner, and you don't have to have dinner. It was definitely very, very filling. Really great job. I loved the Bellagio atmosphere as well, and totally worth it. You have a blessed day.